and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I'm your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. We are live on Synergy Network Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. We're on the next day from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. So, Trinidad and Tobago, remember, 7% Real Talk financing, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, Trinidad and Tobago. Now, like I said before, viewers, you have worked so hard. You got a lump sum payment, you got your RT, whatever it is, and you decided, you know what, you want to enjoy your money, but you don't want to spend your lump sum. All you need to do is contact me, 339-1670 or 267-7325, and I will advise you. You come down to Real Talk Financing, you open a fixed deposit, 5% interest up front, or 7% Trinidad and Tobago, and you can enjoy your investment. Travel around the world. Travel, pay bills, and enjoy your hard labor with your interest and not your capital. Not your capital, because you invest your capital for 5 years, you collect your interest up front, and you enjoy it. You enjoy it. Now, we are the only one, Real Talk Financing, the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is doing that, giving you your interest up front so you would enjoy the fruit of your labor without touching your capital. Now, that is an investment, and that is where your money is working for you, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something. With 30 years in finance, I know exactly what I am doing. Hence the reason why I am giving you this. Interest up front. So as we start off our program tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, the Ministry of Education, Dr. Michael Dowlett, have stated that Caribbean Examination Council CXC results are expected to be released around mid-August. Speaking at a peer helper closing and award ceremony yesterday, he said students can expect the result of their hard work in the coming weeks. The minister said the tentative timeline was provided by the Caribbean Examination Council. Listen to this.
So, results, I'm told by Dr. Wesley, who is the CEO, it's about the 18th of August, somewhere around there. Yeah? Very soon, in a couple of days. Yeah? I didn't mean to upset anybody with that information.
So viewers, the key to the new central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital campus are now in the hands of the Ministry of Health. But I thought this block opened under the PNM. Remember when Terence Dialsing and Dr. Keith Rowley opened this block? What did they open? Did they open a facility that did not finish? Imagine that you rushed to open a facility that nobody could use. And that was a grand opening. So Trinidad and Tobago, the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Jolene John today officially handed over the facility along with its operation and maintenance manual, marking the completion of one of the country's most significant public healthcare infrastructure project. Constructed by the Urban Development Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, UDCOT, the state-of-the-art central block represents a major investment in strengthening Trinidad and Tobago public health system and brings the facility a step closer to becoming fully operational, expanding the capacity to deliver modern, high-quality healthcare service to patients. Trinidad and Tobago, you all remember when Dialsing, Terry, and Dr. Keith Rowley had a big opening ceremony? So what exactly did they open? What exactly did Terence Dialsing open? Now, we don't hear Terence Dialsing, we don't see Terence Dialsing, We don't know if Terence Yalsing living in Trinidad and Tobago or he migrated. We don't know what is taking place with Terence Yalsing. But I am sure today he is at shame. At shame for a deplorable health system in Trinidad and Tobago, a country which he represented, a country which he and his family lives in. Today he's bearing the burden of shame. Imagine that, eh? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. I want you to understand this. We are the people, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that voted UNC or PNM to be in power. And we, the citizens, allow those 41 MPs under the PNM administration or the UNC administration to make us clowns. To make us clowns. We have the power to demand ministers be dismissed. We have the power to demand a change in governance. We have the power to command the government to listen to us. Remember when Keith Rowley told us to weed off the government and continue tightening our belt? Every year go by, tighten our belt. Our belt got so tight that Marvin Gonzalez told us to carry out our children one time for the month. We had the power to dismiss them. We had the power to command and demand. But you know what? You know what? Keith Rowley was so powerful that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago were afraid of him. They were afraid of him. No protest, no march, the win of the government. You ain't hearing police, you ain't hearing fire, you ain't hearing Coast Guard, you ain't hearing the army, you ain't hearing nurses, you ain't hearing teachers, you ain't hearing public servants, you ain't hearing the union. We heard nobody. Nobody. But now Trinidad and Tobago, the UNC administration took office for 1 year. One column member told us, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, 0 by 0 for we. You know what we do? We take it and stay quiet. We take it and stay quiet. Clongenberg told you all, accept 4% or nothing. You know what we do? We accept the 4% and stay quiet with we tail between we leg. When Kamala Prasad Bisesa come into office, everybody were 10%. Everybody were 10%. People protesting. They're willing to withdraw from their job for 10%. Why they didn't do that under the PNM? This is a reminder to us as a citizen. Why we didn't do those things under the... Where was the union under the PNM? Where were all the unions under the PNM? Their tail was between their leg and they had to hush them out. So this is a reminder to us, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So I am asking tonight, what exactly did Terence Yalsing and Keith Rowley opened? What exactly? But nevertheless, we're going to leave that right there. That's for those of you who love to bump all your gum. 24 hours, a new story, 24 hours after a minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, visited site at Ridgewood Garden in Golconda on Monday, the government has responded to begin addressing some issues faced by residents who complain to have endured such condition for over 8 years. So Trinidad and Tobago, what you are seeing presently is Tuesday and Wednesday result of the Minister of Housing, Philip Alexander, visited Golconda area, the HEC. He showed back the picture, the video for Monday. Monday he visited Golconda, and there were some complaints by the residents. So he listened, he analyzed, and went on to let the people know, well, hey, we are going to start working on this project as soon as possible. So this was Monday. People complaining about drainage, flood in the area, no proper waterway. So what you are seeing here is Philip Alexander in Golconda, Ridgewood Garden. It's sad to know after PNM governed that area for 9 years, the citizens had to complain. This was some incidents that took place in the rainy season. Imagine that this year, imagine you have that type of water flowing through your place. Now, within Tuesday and Wednesday, Philip, what you are seeing presently on screen is where Philip and a team went to Ridgewood Garden in Golconda and started work 24 hours after. Work has begun to construct in the area. The citizens are happy for the help. And tonight, I just want to say thanks to Philip for listening to the concerns of the people and acting in a very fast manner. So Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully someday in this week or next week, we're going to try to have Philip on our show. There are some questions I would like to ask him concerning HGC, but I would like him to be here on set when those questions are being asked. Now, I'm asking this question on behalf of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago concerning HGC. But we're going to try to get him on the show, viewers, for him to answer these questions. It will also benefit you, the citizens of this country. So remember, Trinidad and Tobago, tonight we just want to thank him for moving so quick and helping these people, and I'm sure that they appreciate the help that they are getting. Imagine after 8 years, no drain, no proper guidance, place dilapidated, flood in the community, and one visit, 24 hours after, men on site, and they do what they got to do. So that's our service. And that is what people are looking for. Speedily recovery, speed access, speed work. You know, no sufferation of 4, 5, and 6 years, because there were ministers before and they did nothing. So we want to thank him publicly tonight, viewers, on this event. Switching gears. Spain has named 9 Caribbean countries among 60 nations worldwide whose citizens will not need a visa to enter European countries. According to a statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs in Madrid, the CARICOM countries named are Antigua and Bermuda, Barbados, the Bahamas, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This list doesn't include Jamaica, Guyana, Suriname, Belize, and Haiti. The visa-free arrangement applies to tourists, business trips, and other short visits for up to 90 days within a 180-day period. So Trinidad and Tobago citizens, we do not need a visa to enter European countries such as Spain. However, citizens of most Caribbean and African countries will still be required to apply for Schengen visa before traveling to Spain or any other countries within Schengen zone. So viewers, you want to visit Spain, European countries, do your application, and you're on your way. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. When we come back, Hadid's want reunion, ruling on bid for release by Friday. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago 7%, you can't miss it. Tell your friends, tell your family. You want to make a proper investment with your hard-earned cash? Real Talk Financing is the place to be. So remember that Trinidad and Tobago, 5% interest up front, and you're living, traveling, repairing, paying on a car, paying some medical bills, and you're living comfortable. So as we start back our program tonight, viewers, businessman Dominic Hadid and his wife, Genevieve, will have to wait until at least Friday to see if they will be released from detention to be reunited with their children. After spending almost 2 weeks in prison on the alleged plot to assassinate government officials. Appellate judges reserved their decision in the couple's appeal over being denied interim release by High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad after hearing extensive submission at the Hall of Justice in Port of Spain yesterday morning. The panel promised to give their decision no later than 8 a.m. on Friday. Sources understand that the couple intend to mount a final appeal before the United Kingdom-based Privy Council if they suffer a second defeat in the bid for interim release. In his submission, the Hadid's lawyer claimed that the couple's children aged, well, we will leave the age private, were severely affected by their continued detention. Now, I want to say this. According to the lawyer, I'm not going against anything, But according to the lawyer, the children are being affected by the parents' continued detention. So I want to ask this publicly now. What about all those who are detained under a PBO, Preventative Detention Order, by the Homeland Security Minister? What about all the individuals who are there? What about the ones who have children, their wives, their business? What about those who are being held under the PDO? So are their family, are they not affected? This is a general statement. This isn't for nobody, God, if they fall into water, it is not for that. Because just how the lawyer is saying the children has been affected by the parents' detention is the same way any individuals under the PBO, their families are being affected also. Don't get me wrong. I am not picking sides. This is the reality that I'm laying before you. Now, he claimed that Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander relied on intelligence gathering by an unnamed national security agency and did not provide details that could be objectively assessed by Justice Prasad and the Court of Appeal. Mendez called on panel to order their conditional release by placing them under house arrest so they could be reunited with their children and for Hadid to continue his treatment for several medical conditions. Again, I would say, what about the other individuals under the PDO? Now, we are hearing about health conditions, we are hearing about the children being affected through the lawyers of businessman Hadid. So what about the other individual? What about the other individuals? How come their lawyer isn't saying anything? How come their lawyers are not saying anything? And this is what I find quite strange. Now the Hadid may be in a financial position to hire lawyers, as just as the other individuals who are held under the PBO, maybe they have money to hire a lawyer. Like I said, I'm not picking sides. This is just the fact of the matter. This is the reality that is hitting us in Trinidad and Tobago. So most of the time, Trinidad and Tobago, I had to say this before I go on to a new story. Most of the time, an individual is held by police, they fall ill. They fall ill. Some end up in hospital, some end up on a police guard, some of them as they go to prison, you hear all kind of things happening to them. Their heart, their mind, their eye, their nose, their mouth, everything started defunction. But nevertheless, this is the case before the judges and them. Switching gears a bit. Independence Day celebration will proceed as planned, and $2 million TT has been approved for the event, according to Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisasa. A cabinet note which circulated sparked speculation that this year Independence Day military parade has been cancelled, but the PM and the Ministry of Defense has both confirmed the event will proceed according to plan. The note, dated June 11th, and the title, Proposal for Hosting of the Ceremonial Military Parade and Anniversary of the Independence of Trinidad and Tobago, stated that Cabinet has granted Defense Minister Wayne Surge leave to withdraw the note. Now, the Minister of Defense has since issued a statement describing reports as false and misleading. So you see, Trinidad and Tobago, this is why I tell you all, wait for sources, proper sources, to release information, and just don't go with anything you see. One thing with Saieed and the Real Talk family is that we make sure when we bring something from 7 to 8 p.m., Monday to Friday, we made sure that there is no retraction. You know why? We want to give you the news, the truth, according to the judges and them. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So that is why we fact check our news and double check to make sure that, A, this is what is taking place. We ever see Real Talk tracking statement for the last 9 years being on television? Nope, we haven't done that. And we don't intend to do it. So Trinidad and Tobago, one source explained that withdrawing a cabinet note is part of the administrative process used to make corrections before resubmitting it. The source said, cabinet note cannot simply be amended and must instead be withdrawn and refilled. The document is dated June 11th and June 12th. Sturge told the Standing Finance Committee that government intend to proceed with Independence Day celebration. During consideration of the allocation under the sub-item 66 for hosting conference, seminars, and other functions, Aruka Lopino MP Marvin Gonzalez questioned an increase in funding from $190,000 to about $2.49 million. Listen to this.
What has accounted for this massive increase?
Independence Day parade.
Oh, so are you saying that the government intends to have Independence Day parade activities this year?
Yes.
And the answer is?
Yes.
Okay. The $2.3 million, are you saying that all of that will be allocated towards Independence Day activities?
It will be for the entire Independence Day celebration.
And what does that include?
Well, it includes the cocktails and so on, and the events at the Queen's Park Savannah and everything connected to it.
Thank you very much.
So Trinidad and Tobago, there you have it. Independence Day parade will be happening at the Queen's Park Savannah. Now, in some other news, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander has confirmed that law enforcement authorities are investigating a serious threat against Public Utility Minister Barry Patharat. Over the weekend, media reports indicated that Mr. Patharat had been informed of a threat. He expressed confidence in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and stated that he would not allow the situation to cause him to live in fear. Alexander said the matter received immediate attention after it was brought to his attention. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
The ministers and I, we speak every day, every single day. And if something comes to my attention that needs urgent attention, it will be dealt with. It happens to the minister, it happens to the public, however it is. So yes, a lot of communication took place, and it is necessary that we think that it should be done now because of what we have unearthed. That's all I'll tell you.
You know what I find taking place lately under this UNC administration? A lot of ministers getting threatened. Serious, you know? A lot of ministers are being threatened. I have no idea what is causing this. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we will leave it up to the Homeland Security ministries to deal with these matters. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. When we come back, cop received death threats. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago up to the Commissioner of Police and all getting death threat. I remember the last time we heard about Minister getting death threat. Watch me now. They all over parading, bareback, singing, dancing, whining, all over Trinidad and Tobago. But death threat from our side. But nevertheless, viewers, if they have their game going on, that's their business. No concern of mine. When I get threat, I just deal with it accordingly. That is me. Which happened on sometime daily. Side, don't talk about this side, don't talk about that side, don't talk about the next. We go deal with you if you talk about this and talk about that and talk about the next. And you know what was my response to these threats on them? You ever feel something touching you while you're sleeping? And when you wake up, you see nobody? This has been my response to a threat. You feel something watching you during the course of the day? That has been my response. Because of the fact that I do spiritual work, gifted to do it from birth. That was my job here in this world. And I take it serious. That is why I stand on a different level. As I always tell people, you want to come after me, not a problem, but there's know who you're coming after. Simple as that. So Trinidad and Tobago, Commissioner of Police, Alistair Grovero, is standing firm in the face of death threat from the criminal element directed at him and his family, insisting he will not allow a cowardly act of intimidation to deter him from hunting down criminals. Responding to questions relating to reports or reported threat that if the criminal elements were unable to get him, they would instead go after his two daughters. Grovero labeled the threat as cowardice act. The top cop reaffirmed his commitment to the job, repeating the oath he swore on the day he was installed or appointed as the Commissioner of Police for Trinidad and Tobago. Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Richard Smith, said, the officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service would not be cowed or threatened into turning the other cheeks by illegal entities intent or creating chaos. Meanwhile, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander has confirmed that he was aware of the threat issued to the cop and his family only yesterday. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
I have a lot of confidence in the Commissioner of Police and his team, and I know that that will be addressed accordingly. All right? He has my full support in his actions once it's within the framework of the law.
So also, viewers, he said the government would not discuss operational response publicly. Listen to this.
Every time we get in Parliament and give the information as to the threats that is coming to ministers, etc., persons outside, they change the game. So if I say a threat is going to be with a box in Parliament, are you going to still use a box?
Now, so viewers, listen to this, and this, I believe, Roger Alexander should let the public know what is taking place, seeing that there's the Commissioner of Police and resources are being spent on this. Now, listen to this carefully. Ask whether additional security would be provided to the cop's daughter. Alexander declined to comment. Hold on, the director. Now, I want to tell you something. If the commissioner and his family is receiving death threats, it's obvious. It is obvious in Trinidad and Tobago or any other countries, additional security will be beefed up for the Commissioner of Police and his family. Now, Roger Alexander declined to answer, but I'll tell you this. Remember the day, at the end of the day, we are the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago paying with taxes. Our taxes run the country. And by rights, Roger Alexander supposed to let Trinidad and Tobago know that, hey, you know what? We are going to beef up security with the Commissioner of Police, just as Barry Padarat's security has been tightened. So are you going to tell me you decline to answer if you're going to put a police officer or security at the home of the Commissioner of Police? That is madness. That is madness. That is madness. Common sense will tell you, as a minister, this is a question that the public needs answer for. You are the security minister, Homeland Security. So by not answering this question, you yourself place yourself in hot water. So it is okay to tighten the security of Barry Padarat, Minister of Public Utilities, but you decline to answer on the Cobb family. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You just land yourself in hot water. Listen to what Alexander had to say.
Well, I will leave that open. We don't want to give too much details as to what move law enforcement intend to take. What I can tell you is this. The Commissioner is quite capable of making a decision to protect himself and his family.
So, Roger Alexander, I didn't expect you to answer like that. I didn't expect you to answer like that. I mean, oh gosh. Minister of Homeland Security, yes, we are placing extra security at the home of the Commissioner of Police. It's simple like that. What a vague and foolish answer. Jesus, man, oh gosh. Oh gosh. So, Trinidad and Tobago, he further added that the threat that police operation are having an impact on criminal network. He further added that threats that the police operation are having impact on criminal network. Really? Listen to this.
Something is happening. Something good is happening. That is why they're trying to probably do something to disrupt it.
So you all are doing something?
So we are functioning quite well as a government.
All ministers would say they are functioning well. The PNM said they function well until we tighten we belt, until we had to use string. Because the belt can't pull tight again. I didn't expect much of you anyway. But nevertheless, Tobago, moving on. Prison Commissioner Carlos Carraspi has been sent on leave days after the Prison Officers Association complained about alleged VIP treatment being given to businessman Dominic Hadid, who is currently incarcerated at the maximum security prison in Aruca under a preventative detention order, a PDO. Carraspi was sent on leave for 4 months, and Superintendent Elvin has been chosen to act during his absence. In confirming the root of the issue yesterday, the POA, Prison Officers Association, General Secretary Lester Logie said he wrote to Karaspi about the matter on Friday. Now, in the letter, Logie said the association had raised concerns that Hadid, the founder and executive chairman of the Blue Water Product Limited, was receiving treatment not afforded to other detainees, creating a safety risk for prison officers. Logie said the administrative building is separate from the prison compound. He added that officers reported being threatened by other detainees who believe Hadid was receiving preferential treatment. So what I want to find out now, Trinidad and Tobago, is that since the prison commissioner, Carlos Karaspi, has been sent on leave for 4 months, my question is he getting pay or is his pay suspended? That is what my question is. And hopefully I think the Minister of Roger Alexander should come out and say something concerning it. The Prison Association should raise a question as to, since you are on leave for allowing preferential treatment to Mr. Hadid, and you are sent on leave by the government of the day, is your pay suspended? That will raise questions now. Hopefully after tonight. Because it's the same thing like when you hear you catch a police officer in alleged transporting marijuana or with an illegal firearm or in a corrupted matter, they would be suspended. And 99% of the time, they would get half their salary. But my question is, why are you collecting a salary? You should know better. So the same thing now goes to the commissioner, the prison commissioner. You were sent on 4 months leave, but are you collecting a salary? Now, if you are collecting a salary and a full payment at the end of every 30 days, what was the purpose of your leave? Could Roger Alexander answer that? Or Wayne Sturge? Could you answer that? If you sent the prison commissioner on leave and he's collecting full salary, why is he on leave? It makes no sense. He's not being punished. He's not. So why send somebody on leave and they're collecting salary? Now, if they are not collecting salary, all well and good, because you did an act, you got caught, suspended, no pay, find something else to do for 4 months, just like a normal citizen. And it's time now that process take the correct road. If you're going to suspend me and I am home on leave and I am collecting my salary, I might as well come to work. So this is something now the Prison Officers Association could raise concern with Wayne Sturge or Roger Alexander. That is a concern to raise. Let us see in the coming days what is going to happen with this. Now that I have raised it, let's see what is going to happen. Let's see if the POA would come out and make a statement. Let's see if Roger Alexander will come out and make a statement. Let's see if Wayne Sturge will come out and make an official statement. Yes, he's collecting pay. Well, then why is he home? Why is he home? Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. Is that time? When we come back, we're going to talk about the e-passport to launch in Trinidad and Tobago from 2027. Look how far. And they say we have a shortage of passport books. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander stated that Trinidad and Tobago citizens will have access to e-passport from the beginning of 2027. Listen to this.
We have reached a point in that application process, and we have not completed our mission yet with the providers of the machine-readable passport. But as we wait, all is be well. We're looking at the e-passport should be online. We're looking at the first day of 2027.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Minister Alexander noted that the new system will be easier for citizens as they will now be required to equate at Immigration Division Office. Listen to this.
When the new process starts, hopefully next year, you will not have to go to an office. You will download, upload, and all your documents and all of that, you scan it, check it, and then you will get your passport. It makes the process simpler.
Now, viewers, he also advised that there is no need for the population to rush to get a new passport, as the transition will be implemented gradually.
If you're moving away from machine-readable passports into e-passports, there would be a time when you will have to. There's some changes to come. I see people coming now, and then eventually, what will they do? They'll have to come for the e-passports.
Viewers, the government continued to push back against growing criticism over its proposed artificial intelligence data center with tertiary education and skills training. Minister Professor Prakash Prasad accusing opponents of being naysayers who complain regularly of outcome. The comments come amid increasing public debate following the latest signing of the three Memorandum of Understanding between the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the United States Organization. Two of the agreement seeks to establish large-scale artificial intelligence infrastructure and data center in Trinidad and Tobago, while a third focus on restarting steel production at Port Lisas using strategic metal. Now, responding to questions, Prasad dismissed suggestion that there was cause for alarm, saying many of the concerns were premature. Viewers.
It has been defined as that. So I think maybe some of these issues are bit premature. They're always in naysayers, so they'll complain there are no jobs, and if you do something that creates jobs, they'll complain about that also.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Prasad argued that the proposed facility could deliver significant economic benefit. Also, he added that the project could also generate foreign exchange. I believe it's $5 billion US that will be invested into this project. Now, addressing environmental concerns, Prasad stressed that no project would proceed without complying with all statutory requirements. Prasad.
Before you do any large construction project, you need to get environmental clearance. You need to get a CEC certificate. Yeah. So that is going to happen.
So staying on the AI, economist Dr. Valmiki Arjun have stated that 3 memorandum of understanding executed by the government with leading United States organization on Friday could significantly boost the Trinidad and Tobago economy. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, for the last 9 years, we had no growth, no investors coming into our country to invest. None for the last 9 years. The 1 or 2 that came under the PNM administration from India, they all had corruption case hanging over their head. I remember Jindal. But nevertheless, Dr. Arjun said the initiative built on countries' existing strengthen ties while creating opportunities in emerging industries. Listen to this.
On the digital side, we're talking about a 300 megawatt data center and a 150 megawatt AI facility that could eventually scale to about 500 megawatts. Now, that is serious infrastructure.
Now, viewers, he believes that Trinidad and Tobago is well positioned to become a regional hub for AI and digital service.
Given our telecommunication links, our skills, our industrial base, the English-speaking workforce that we have, the skilled workforce, and the location near in the Caribbean and near the American markets, there's a real case for TNT positioning itself as a regional hub for this. There's a real case for us earning foreign exchange by selling computing and AI services to international clients.
Again, Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Arjun cautious the significant work remain before the project can move forward. One more time.
Each investor, they would then now have to work out whether these projects are technically feasible, financially profitable, and of course, environmentally sound, because a lot of these companies internationally have their ESG mandates to follow. Now, for the data centers, what that means is digging into electricity supply, the grid capacity in TNT, telecoms, cooling, land, water availability as well. That's an important aspect. Cybersecurity and customer demand.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I want to ask all of this question. For the last 9 years, we have no growth in Trinidad and Tobago. Absolutely none. No generation of US currency. No regenerations of jobs. No intake of US currency into Trinidad and Tobago. So listen to this. We were told by the PNM administration to tighten our belt. We were told by the PNM administration to wean off the government. We were told by the PNM administration to carry out our children one time for the month. I want you to understand this carefully. This is a reminder of what we got under the PNM administration. Remember, I am not politically affiliated with any party. Listen to this. Days after the government announced proposal of construction of artificial intelligence, the AI data center in Trinidad and Tobago, growing public concerns over the possible environmental cost and strain on the country's utility, saw thousands supporting a petition to suspend the project pending consultation. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I want to ask this 13,000 citizens, when Prime Minister told the former Prime Minister, Kid Rowley, told the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, wean off the government. Where was this 13,000 people? When Marvin Gonzalez told the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to carry out your children one time for the month, where was this 13,000 people? When Dr. Kid Rowley got an increase in the entertainment department of his administration, $50 million for entertainment, where was this 13,000 people? Where were they? Where were they? When Petrotrin refinery shut down and thousands of people lost their job, where was this 13,000 people? Where were they? When government ministers got a 40% increase in their salary and no negotiation took place in Trinidad and Tobago for 9 years that the PSA could have more than 4%, where was this 13,000 people? I am asking you all, where were you? Where were you? Nowhere to be found. Now, we have a U.S. company wants to come to Trinidad and Tobago to build a data center. So before I go there, in Trinidad, we always have the one who would agree and the one who wouldn't agree. We always have that. But where was these 13,000 people? Excuse me, Trinidad and Tobago. Where was these people? This is what I want to ask. Where were these people? A company wants to come to Trinidad and Tobago to invest $5 billion US. But we have concerns. Which company came into Trinidad and Tobago for the last 9 years to invest $5 billion US currency? Which company? Groceries went up. Light bill went up. Water was set to go up. No increase in salary. Deplorable road condition. But we complain of an investment for $5 billion. Ask yourself, where were you 9 years ago? I am asking you all that. Trinidad and Tobago, we are out of time for tonight. But nevertheless, I run out this program. It's 11:30 to 12:30. Tomorrow morning, we'll be right back here for another night of Real Talk with Saieed Ali as we go live again. Until then, Trinidad and Tobago, think about where were you 9 years ago. Good night.